Hello, welcome. I'm here to introduce Marianne Mitchell, a sister of my own heart. I was just reading her bio and I just love all the juicy stuff that she does. So Marianne is a shamanic energy medicine practitioner, ancient wisdom teacher, spiritual counselor. She is certified as a modern wisdom practitioner and also an Aquarian teacher of Kundalini Yoga. She is also a certified Reiki master and teacher, certified cranial sacral therapist, and has studied medicinal aromatherapy and polarity healing. She is the director of sacred ceremony and certification director of the Institute of Modern Wisdom Practitioner Program, as well as a member of the Elder Council. Marianne works with individuals and groups, teaches a number of teleclass experiences about spirituality and healing, and co-facilitates seasonal cleanses. She is a contributing teacher at the Institute of Modern Wisdom for the Modern Day Priestess Training, as well as a certified practitioner training. Is that right? A certified practitioner training. Okay. She is also a nature connection rites of passage facilitator for Earth Path education for girls and young women. Marianne is the creatrix of the Starlight Project, a monthly channeled distant healing group as Wheel Walkers, a year-long teleclass celebrating cycles, seasons, and ceremony. Ooh, wow. So juicy and just perfect for the topic of ritual. It's your life, right?
It is. And feels like one of the mandates, as a modern day priestess, modern day medicine woman, is to establish ceremony and ritual as a organic, natural day-to-day experience. It's really part of what I really feel strongly called here to anchor and to support others in anchoring as well. It's a powerful tool for transformation.
Wonderful. So tell us, what does ritual mean to you?
Well, ritual means to me, and I want to make a distinction between ceremony and ritual, because although they weave together, they have two different sort of definitions in my perspective. One is ceremony is a standalone experience of itself that has a beginning and a middle and an end, like a good story, has a beginning and a middle and an end. And ceremony always contains alchemy. There's a transformational experiencing. A ritual is more of a routine consciousness experience that can be established on a day-to-day basis. Ceremony would work with the marking of thresholds, rites of passage, the activation of something, the letting go of something, the calling in of something, the cycles and the seasons. And then there's ritual acts that can be components within those ceremonies and or living a life that's full of an unfoldment of ritual acts themselves. So ritual is bringing consciousness to something we're already doing. I like to call it the sacred mundane, or making the ordinary extraordinary by bringing awareness and even just a couple little tools that already exist in our homes and in our day-to-day experience to enliven that and to bring timelessness into time. So it helps us to loosen. As a culture, we're really time focused. And this brings an opportunity to step out of time to experience and remember more of who we really are, not confined by time or space or human identity.
I know it's the beauty in ritual and ceremony, really, to enter that timelessness. So beautiful. How do you use it in your everyday life, not when you're teaching, just in your personal life? How does ritual come into play?
It comes in a variety of ways. One, I love to greet the sun in the morning and to either cleanse, to purify the beginning of the day, working with an oil or working with sage or singing a song to the sun. There's a beautiful Selegi song, that's the native name for Cherokee, that helps to connect our hearts with the heart chakra of Mother Earth. Making my morning beverages are a ritual. I make cacao every morning. And so just being in mindfulness and being in mantra and being really conscious of what my atmosphere is like, not rushing, not putting the energy of, gotta go into that experience, and being able to sit with it. So ritual can be as simple as tea or morning beverage. It can be a ritual bath in the evening time. I love ritual baths. So working with tools of salts and oils and candles and song and creating a ritualized experience, it actually changes the consciousness of the element. Let me turn that off. Hang on.
I've had several interviews where my phone's ringing through. And I can't edit that out.
That was my email. Okay, it's gone.
Yeah.
So water especially is alive. I mean, it's all the elements are alive. And, when we bring that kind of awareness and making sacred, ritual to me is also making something sacred. And so we're ritualizing something we do every day, like cleansing. So whether it's a bath or even in a ritual shower, where we have an awareness that the consciousness of water is also purifying not just our physical body, all of our energy bodies, and we can be intentional around what we're wanting to have washed away and what we're wanting to have be rehydrated, and it changes molecularly the constitution of water. And it supports us in that in a really powerful way. And then, of course, communicates with the water in our own body, of which we're primarily made of.
Right.
I do a cleansing ritual at the end of every day where I'm in session. I have a tree on the property where I live that I go to. I have a pilgrimage to this tree and allow all of the energy that's not mine, that is to be released into Mother Earth through the root system. And even having a daily practice, having a yoga practice, a breathwork practice, a meditation practice is a ritual. And we can bring more awareness to it, even just as we set our call this morning, by tuning in and breathing. And I have a candle lit behind me. Having an act that's repeated also amplifies the act itself. So even lighting a candle before our early morning practice brings a ritual atmosphere, and it will deepen that. I'm sure.
Yeah, it changes the atmosphere, right? And
it does.
The simplest things, right? Just the awareness and the acknowledgement.
It does. As we know, where attention goes, energy flows, and so it opens up these portals to the invisible worlds that rush forth to support us even more fully. I mean, they're always supporting us. And when we're intentional and open these portals, it's like, it's right there. And another ritual act is every morning in my healing space here, I activate the 7 directions, and I Reiki the entire space. And then at the end of the day, I'll close them. And similar to setting ceremonial space, when I do monthly groups, it's acknowledging what's alive in the non-physical and how much we can communicate and commune beyond our wildest imagining.
Yeah, that was my next question, is how do you bring it into your service with others? Are you teaching people ritual within the ceremony? And how do you incorporate that into your offering to the world?
That's a great question. And I believe it as a part of supporting others in their ongoing transformation and in their integration. So they often leave a session or a circle like with a particular, I call them shamanic RX, like I have a little prescription pad. And it's often about connecting with nature, having a ritual of having your feet on the earth every day, connecting with something on your land, being more conscious with water. In my monthly shamanic groups, actually this month's Divine Feminine Circle is all about ceremony and ritual.
Oh, yummy.
And really speaking more to this and the importance of marking the thresholds of time. I really feel like as we travel the wheel of our life and establish ceremony at these different points, we begin to look forward in a way that can be really magical. Like right now I'm looking forward to, what does it mean to be a good elder? What does it mean to be, as an elder, how can we honor the maidens? As a maiden, how can we honor the mothers? And interweave just through witnessing And ceremony is a powerful way to build community as well.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's around these seasonal markings, such as we have Beltane that's coming up, which is a wonderful time to honor all the women who started bleeding this year, their first moon. We have a little family ceremony we'll be doing with that. And as well as there's greater community ceremonies.
Oh, when you'll have to tell me when that is.
I will.
Yeah.
I have to find out about it. There's an ongoing Beltane ceremony in Asheville that they all go out into the woods and so
But
and
for
I
the young girls, not, I know about the wild one.
oh yes, the wild one. Well, this will be within my family unit. We'll be honoring the young maiden in my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll share more with you about that. We're going to do what I'm calling a first moon fire, and I feel called to work with the fire to release all of any and all fears or questions or doubts or anxieties that this young maiden, one of my soul daughters, may have, as well as her father, as well as myself. And we get to burn away anything that might be holding back the letting go process, of her as she's entering into teenagehood. And part of that process of being a village auntie is to help support the parents also in loosening and allowing the growth and the letting go of the young ones. And it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. And so to get back to your question, I have been holding for 6.5 years monthly shamanic circles that are ceremonies in their own experience for women and men and also co-eds. So there's work that gets done in the atmosphere before anybody shows up, and that's working with opening up the portals to the ones in the unseen. It's working with prayer. It's working with sound. It's opening up the 7 directions. It's laying the space and ceremonially presenting all the medicine tools. And then within the context of the circle itself, it's also a ceremony. And we work with breath work that I've trained in and facilitated people for 10 years as the transformational tool for the alchemy that wants to be at hand. And there's often a lot of speaking, whether it's through poetry or through a share, around the seasonal energies. Maybe we're meeting around a particular moon. And then supporting them and integrating and being able to weave this more fully into their experience. And this month I'll be speaking more specifically to different rituals and ceremonies, and ones that I've facilitated, which has been everything from initiation ceremonies to a crone ceremony I facilitated here several years ago, which was one of the most powerful experiences of my life. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I bet.
Yeah.
So what's one small ritual you could share or teach today that someone could adopt that would be simple?
Oh, there's so many. The one that comes up right away, especially as we are all processing a lot for the collective right now. And I also feel ceremony and ritual is a way of anchoring into the capital R reality. So we're not swayed by the phenomenal. There's so much sacred confusion and divine chaos happening as there's an establishment of a new paradigm. I really do feel like working with fire is one of the most powerful rituals. So even writing down any and all of your fears, any of all of your doubts, your anxieties, your question marks, and burning them and watching them burn away is a powerful, very simple ritual that can be done anytime. And it is in the witnessing of the burning away, we watch it and feel it burn away from our own being, and creates an openness and availability to the truth that wants to rise forth. So burning something, this is springtime, planting something. Working with ritual works a lot with tools and symbols. And so we're working symbolically to create that transformation in our day-to-day experience. Even an anointing, creating some moon water or having an oil, like choosing one oil or one spray that is for you to purify and adorn and to make your body sacred in the morning. Just something very simple is bringing the intention to, to bringing an anointment to your body temple.
Yeah, that's
free.
Yeah, that's a lot. I love the fire one. That's so powerful. Yeah, and easy and accessible.
It is. You can do it right in your kitchen sink. If you don't have an abalone or a wrought iron cauldron.
Yeah.
You can find them at antique stores. I have 3 that I have. 2 of them were found just looking in antique stores around here.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Mhm.
My mom used to do that. I would see her burning papers in the sink, and I was just like, what is she doing? And now
Really?
I know, I'm like, oh, I know it. Now I know what she was doing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. Full moons are great for that ritual, and I recommend anytime.
Yeah.
It's also an opportunity for us to reflect on our own life and say, what do I want to ritualize in my life? We
Mm.
can ritualize cooking, look at
Mm.
what we're already doing. We can ritualize cleaning,
Mhm.
making it a sacred act of cleaning our sanctuary, of just
Mm.
cleaning our homes, going
Yeah.
through old papers and old stuff and shedding it is
Mhm.
also a ritual act, the
Yeah.
letting go and giving thanks for what has been. And I also like to walk the land where I live and make offerings of tobacco or other plant
Mm.
materials to
Mhm.
honor the ones that we're establishing more right relationship with. I mean,
Mhm.
it's really very simple, and there's so much power in its simplicity.
Yeah. Oh, so much. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing all your amazing stuff.
Thank you for
Um,
having me.
how how can people best reach you?
I have a website that's in process right now. There's a standing page where you can get my email, my phone number, and sign up for my monthly newsletter. It's appalachianpriestess.com.
Hmm.
And I'm also available at Marianne, Marianne, at appalachianpriestess.com.
Okay. Do you have a Facebook group or page
I do. I have it under Marianne Mitchell, and then there's also an Appalachian Priestess Facebook page as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and Instagram, and I think and Twitter, but I rarely use it.
Yeah. Do you use your Instagram?
I do. I love photo narratives. Like, I took all these pictures in the wild this weekend, and I
Oh.
love using images as a story of a landscape or of a ritual.
What's your Instagram?
Mountain Priestess, MTN Priestess.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Thank
Thank you
you.
for having me on this beautiful summit. I really appreciate you. I
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you soon.